Something else I got to tell you about. So I'm still on the road, right?
Yep.
I've been telling you a couple of times where the hotel rooms, the TVs, they lock the HDMI ports.
Yeah.
But what's going on? Are you printing something?
No, dude. No, it's just my printer's been making noise for 30 minutes. It did print the paper that I asked it to print a while ago, but it just started like grinding over there. I don't know. It's dumb.
So yeah, a lot of these hotel rooms, they have these beautiful HD TVs, sometimes 4K TVs, but they block the HDMI ports. The ports are present, but they're just like they take the back panels off of these TVs and disconnect it,
so
and make
weird.
it unusable. So weird. So I lucked out this week, and I got one that works. So I've been able to
Yeah.
relax.
I know you're using the hell out of it.
It's so good. I mean, I don't know if it's a 4K, but it's like it's high res. It's great. Incognito mode has never looked better.
3, 2, 1. Backlog.
I've been waiting like a week to say that exact joke.
At first, when you said
That's
it, I
so
was
ridiculous.
like, he didn't mean it like that. And then I was like, he wouldn't. That's fucking funny, dude. Yeah. Don't get a black light.
Yeah, the room's got carpet, and I always wonder like what I'm stepping on. I should probably be wearing socks.
There is a series on YouTube, Dan Bell's Hotel series.
I don't want.
They go to the Baltimore area and they check into shitty hotels, and they have a guy who used to be like a health inspector go with them.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah, I stayed in the Super 8 for all of 12 minutes. I was on the road for a couple hours. I was in there long enough to carefully urinate and then call my travel agency and be like, "Get me the fuck out of here."
Yeah,
it was disgusting. There were burn holes in every cloth surface in the room, which is just crazy.
My brother has stayed in a lot of hotels, a lot of shitty hotels, because he used to travel for music. Yeah. And he said that there was like one, I can't remember where he said it was, but he said it was so bad that he grabbed like a folding chair out of his truck and put it on the front porch area and slept out there. The hotel was paid for, he didn't pay for it, but he said it felt so bad that that's what he did, which is pretty terrifying.
Yeah, luckily through the majority of my travel, I've only ever had to like have them change my room like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
for genuine reasons, but most of the time I'm able to stay at places that have kind of a standard. The Super 8 situation, that was the closest place by 30 minutes to where I was in the middle of nowhere. And I ended up having to stay at a hotel that was an hour away from where I was working.
Yeah, geez.
Just to not stay at a Super 8. So anyway.
That sucks. The Super 8, you just picked it because it was close?
Yeah. It was the closest thing, and the closest thing was 30 minutes.
What's your favorite hotel chain? DoubleTree?
all my points are with IHG, which is Holiday Inn. Oh, I have my little card. So these are the hotels that I favor.
Yeah.
Six Senses, Regent, Intercontinental, Vignette, Kimpton, apparently are gorgeous. Hotel Indigo, really, really nice. Voco, a word I can't pronounce. Even Hotels, Crown Plaza, where I am today. Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Holiday Inn Vacation Club, Avid, Staybridge, Candlewood Suites, and Atwell Suites.
Yeah, I think Holiday Inn might be where we stay the most in retrospect.
You want to know why I picked IHG the most? Why I started the getting my points there?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
The pillows.
Okay. Can you buy them?
So, I haven't tried the one I have at home. That I've it's easy to get them outside of a hotel. So the problem I have is every hotel that's ever existed, and anyone who is in like hotel admin and like has hotels and shit, understand this. I'm very passionate. Feather pillows are the worst fucking thing that's ever been invented.
They're flat, man.
I have like an 80-pound fucking head, okay? I can't. It's so flat and flaccid. I go through the fucking pillow, and I'm getting stuck with quills all fucking night. There's no
hot.
reason. Yeah, it's the dumbest. I don't understand anybody who likes feather pillows. Come at me.
I think they last longer. I don't know, dude.
Fuck that.
I don't know. Fuck
No.
that. Give me a real bird to sleep on, dude. No? A pigeon?
Well,
dude, I once picked up a duck, and it was the softest thing I've ever touched.
Heck yeah, dude.
Give me a duck to sleep on.
The feather bit's fine. It's the quills, man. They poke through the fucking pillow. It's the worst. I hate it.
How are we ever going to get back on track?
I don't know. I'm equally passionate about how much I hate feather pillows as I hate the concept of daylight savings time. Sorry, daylight saving time.
We're trying to phase out both of them currently.
Well, the thing I'm hearing now is that there's certain groups of the parts of the country that want to stay in daylight savings, and other parts that don't want to stay. So now we got ones that want to go shift the hour, and ones that don't, and nobody can fucking agree. You need to remove it.
Do they do it everywhere? They do? What?
No.
Do they do it?
No.
It's only in the U.S.?
So here's the thing. Like 95% of the world has gotten rid of it, if they even ever started. And part of the U.S. doesn't even do it. There are like whole states. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings.
Weird. Very weird.
It's so stupid.
I bet you Florida will never stop doing it.
Conceptually, it doesn't make sense. You want to know why it doesn't make sense? Guess what? Take the idea of a clock out of it. If there are 10 hours of sunlight, guess what? It doesn't matter what a clock says. There are 10 hours of sunlight. My wife says, "Oh, well, yeah, but I think I said if you operate around daylight hours, when the daylight hours, the length of daylight changes throughout the year, adjust your hours." And she says, "Well, you can't just go and change the whole clock for everybody. That's what we're doing. That's the whole point." Am I killing the mood of this podcast? It's so infuriating.
When is daylight savings time?
Who cares? Sorry. My blood pressure's up. I need to calm down.
November 5th. So we got a little ways before the worst day of your fucking life comes around.
Oh, hold on. When is this episode coming out?
Would you rather pick it?
We might be in it right now. Remember, this is
we are in it right now. Yeah. But yeah, so would you rather be in it or out of it?
I don't care.
No, I mean, but you have to pick, dude. You gotta pick. There's no fucking
just remove. Just remove.
But when do you remove it? So whatever, now or later? Do you want it to be dark earlier?
Sorry. Daylight savings is a condition we put on our existing clock. So I want to remove the condition.
Okay, but depending on what time do you want it to be right now?
I don't care.
No, but dude, you have to pick. This is important because Jesus is listening. What do you want to do, Alec?
I want. Okay, so hold on. It is
okay,
today,
man.
Right now. It is 11 p.m. It is November 13th. No, it's 11. Yeah. It's 11. It's November 13th. On November 5th. On hold on, because I'm getting confused. On November 5th, 2023, is daylight savings starting or is it ending?
It ends.
I would like it to stay ended.
Stay ended. So you want it to be okay, so we're not falling back.
I don't want to fall anywhere. I don't want to spring up. I want to stay dead and flaccid. I want to be done.
Okay. I think we've come to a conclusion. You love daylight savings time.
Welcome back to 321 Backlog, the video game podcast where we talk about video games from our backlog. We don't do segues here.
Nope.
That was a great banter section. Let me tell you, that was
I think that
was not,
it got good. I think it got there.
The energy was positive the whole way through.
Yeah, you were good energy. Not hateful.
I wasn't angry at anyone.
Yeah.
At all. You having a good night?
I'm having it's probably the best night of my life.
How's the energy level doing?
I feel pretty good. I actually have more caffeine here still. So I didn't get more. I just haven't completed what I started.
Okay.
That's looking good. Yeah. Oof, I still also have some cottage cheese, but I think we're past that.
That's probably a little more cottage. We've been talking for a bit. Yeah.
I'd still eat it. I'm savage.
The cottage is dilapidated by now.
Yeah. The cottage is done. Condemned, they say.
It ain't easy.
Thanks so much for listening.
All right, so let's get on track. We are here
episode
to talk
17.
About 17.
17.
Damn.
Man, big
hold
numbers.
On. Technically, it's 18, but we're going to call it episode.
Why 17. Is it technically 18?
Because our first episode was episode 0.
Episode 17. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons.
2 brothers going on a journey, not knowing how to speak a real language. That's right.
Oh, no.
Another edition of Why Bother with a fucking voice actor.
A Tale of Two Sons. Guide 2 brothers on an epic fairy tale journey. From visionary Sweden film director Joseph Fares and top-tier developer Starbreeze Studios. $15 on Steam. Perfect fucking game. Sorry for cussing. Game came out 2013. It's apparently multiplayer on Nintendo Switch. I guess maybe you pop the Joy-Cons off. That would be the option.
Oh, yeah, couch co-op.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat. But it's otherwise a primarily single-player game. It's been on every platform. Windows Phone. Mm-hmm. It was on Windows Phone. Amazon Luna.
Oh. Did you ever have a Windows Phone?
No, but I kind of wanted one for a short time.
They were terrible. My dad got one, and it was Anyway, sorry. Continue.
You got history with this franchise? This type of game?
No. This was no history, but I'll be surprised with this little surprise.
I don't know if you knew, but it's made by the same company that made It Takes Two.
Really?
Yeah. But it makes sense. Does it make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Thought that was kind of neat.
Huh.
You start changing your rating numbers.
No, I can appreciate It Takes Two more because I backed myself into I did something really stupid. So I didn't know if it was single player or not. I was playing this at home and on my PC, and I started using the keyboard. Mm-hmm. And then I had to move the big brother with WASD and the little brother with the directional pad, and then control and spacebar for their interact, and keep all that in my head. And I did not think for a moment maybe I should get a controller.
That's disgusting.
So I played the whole game on the keyboard. I messed up the key binding so badly. Yeah,
that is atrocious.
Because here's the thing. So I'm playing like this with my hands out, right? And if the big brother that's supposed to be over here moves over here, I start trying to control him with the other side.
That happened to me with a controller too, a little bit.
I could see that would probably happen too. But I feel like a controller would be so much easier.
Oh, it was a controller design game for sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. No doubt.
So yeah, if you haven't played it yet, get your damn controller. So my only notes around gameplay and mechanics for our standing like things to look at is just fuck me. Because I backed myself into a stupid corner with this game.
That's kind of I feel like that's a challenge run a little bit.
Yeah. It was.
Why did you do this to yourself? Do you just?
I don't know.
This game felt like it's.
I was sitting in the office playing through this. I'm like, I'm have like an internal monologue with myself. I'm like, is this supposed to be multiplayer? Then I like stopped and I went and looked it up and like, no, it's a single player. So in even the fact that I went and looked it up after starting it, it didn't clue me in to like maybe I should plug a controller in.
I think if you hit controls, it brings up a controller.
Are you serious?
I think so. Like in the menu setting, if
I
you hit
don't think
whatever,
I don't think I ever had to look at a menu because it was like so I for no reason at all made the controls more difficult, but they were still simple enough that I didn't really have to ever look at anything in the menus.
I'm appalled.
Yeah, I'm upset with myself. Not gonna lie.
All right. Well,
so this was your pick. Why'd you pick it initially?
Well, dude, I mean,
because we're brothers.
We're brothers. That's part of it. The story is basically following the chronicles of our lives. We're both sons. We both have dads. Dad, a single dad. It's I don't know what, man. I don't know. It kind of seemed like a good game to come off of like spookiness with and get into like the fall setting, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't know too much about this game. I knew it was a little puzzly.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I wanted an easy game for once. My last game was like heavy on the action kind of.
Yeah.
So I wanted something a little more relaxed, and it's on my backlog. I own the game. I don't know if I bought it or if I got it for free. I don't remember, but it was on my backlog.
For me, it was free on Epic a while back, so I already happened to have it.
I played it on,
which was super lucky.
What a fucking segue! I played it on Steam, so I owned the game on a separate platform.
Yeah,
I don't know if I got it for free or if I bought it. I don't know. Neither would surprise me.
Yeah,
because it sounds like something I would buy.
Yeah,
and it also seems like a game that would go well with not costing any money.
Yeah, man.
So you played it on your PC. We discussed that. I used the Steam Deck. I played with an Xbox controller when I played it on my TV, but I initially started playing it just handheld mode.
Nice.
Translated well.
Yeah, since you played with a controller, aside from maybe getting the controllers mixed up if like the characters moved on the screen, were they simple enough to control?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it was analog stick left and right, and then the trigger was the control/space bar.
So because I was using a keyboard, I only had 4 directions. Or excuse me, I had 8 directions. So if I held 2 keys, it would go in diagonal.
Oosh.
Did the joystick give you more points, or did it lock like the old Pokemon?
It didn't lock. No, it was. I had a much better experience.
So it was smooth.
Yeah, you could run in like a circle. Yeah, it was very analog stick friendly. Yeah,
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, play with a controller. I fucked up hard.
Yeah.
So just running through my stuff just to get my easy stuff out of the way. Graphics and art. I think the art style was better than the graphics. It was low graphics, but I think it did okay. Sound quality was fine. I again have the same issue that we've mentioned over and over again about the voice acting.
Yeah.
So I did look this one up ahead of time before making the following comments. I found that all of the in-game dialogue is spoken in a fictional language based on Lebanese Arabic. Thus, the story is conveyed through actions, gestures, and expressions. So I didn't know about the Lebanese Arabic part. I don't speak that particular language, so I'm not sure what it sounds like, but it sounded more like they were doing what like traditional Zelda would do, where it's like just grunts and weird noises rather than trying to convey a language. I think it was like a weird in between of like Submerged and like Zelda.
I think the same people voice acted for Submerged, Hidden Depths.
Again, always the whoever was making the noises sounds fine. It's just a weird choice to not actually go through the process of, if you're going to hire somebody to do a voice, speak something that's real. If they spoke real Lebanese Arabic, I'd be fine with that. I don't know if that's if that's like an archaic language.
It's copyrighted. They couldn't use it
in use. Maybe. Like I'm playing through another game that we're gonna talk about in a couple weeks, but it is a 5-hour game, and they are not speaking English; they're speaking another language, but they're actually speaking the language, and they took the time.
It's weird how you can just tell it's a real language.
Yeah, it's in a language that I don't understand, nor do I speak it, and it's oxymoron.
But you know it's a real language.
But you know it's real. And it made that particular play experience so much better to me. So I can't wait till we talk about that one, because anyhow,
I gave the voice acting a 0 out of 10. I'm holding no punches.
Okay.
It's a 0 for me.
Man,
there wasn't a single thing about the voice acting that I can even say I enjoyed. Honestly, I particularly hated. There's a part where you're hang gliding, and they're like, "Wow!" Like they even just they even sounded like they had a made up dialect during that. Like when they laughed, they're like, "Oh, no one laughs like that." You know, it was sound quality 6 out of 10. I don't know, man. I don't remember sound. I only remember dialogue.
It was like atmospheric,
cool.
Like the sound of
fire crackling. That was. I'll bump that up to a fucking 7.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Sound in general was better than like dialogue choices.
I heard about
that. Like the voice acting and stuff.
Graphics, you gave it a 6. You thought the voice acting was better than the graphics.
I think because I'm coming at it voice acting wise of like so like I'm trying to think about it logically, right? So a studio most likely looked for someone to record a voice and said, "Okay, I want you to." They scribbled some bullshit on a piece of paper and said, "I want you to say this," right? And that person took that piece of paper and did the
took
best
a hot
they
bite
could
of
with
soup,
the
burned their
bullshit they were
tongue,
given,
and went to town.
Right. And so that I'm trying to differentiate like the person that took the time to do what they were told for the voice, though it was a bad thing to ask.
That was very nice of you.
They did an okay job. Right. So that's the distinction I'm making. As far as like the person that said, "Yeah, we're going to make them do this language and they're going to sound like this, blah, blah, blah." That person needs to be let go and not be in this business.
I don't agree with anything Alec just said.
Making
Give
that
it a fucking 0. I don't know. It was bad. I didn't like it. I'm tired of it now. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I don't know if it was a time period thing. Yeah. I'm not. I'm done with it.
I think this is going to be a standing thing because we have been doing a lot of smaller games.
Yeah, and maybe that's it. Maybe it's a small studio
on the podcast, and I feel like smaller games. But I still think if you needed a voice and you wanted to have some language behind it, put the game designers behind the mic. Like the guys that are coding. Like you just need a person to speak.
Another thing too.
Like it can't be that hard.
It said this game was
to find somebody
developed by a Swedish developer or filmmaker or something. I think Swedish would have sounded fine. I feel like the setting of this game with the snowy areas and everything else, it would have been fine.
I can only assume that Swedish filmmaker speaks Swedish.
I don't know if you
and has access to a microphone. Fucking just say something. Use the stuff you're given. I don't know.
I gave the graphics.
I'm in a hot mood.
I gave the graphics an 8 out of 10. I thought the game looked really good, man. I don't know. I bumped it up on my Steam Deck.
I'm not sure why I gave it such a low score.
I don't know either, man. I bumped it up on my Steam Deck to 1080p instead of 720p, and it looked really good, man. Like the environments were. It was every bit of the game was beautiful. Really.
Why did I give it such a? I wonder if I started these notes
when you were drunk,
as I was like struggling to do the mechanics. I sometimes do my notes a little too early.
Yeah.
I wonder if I was jumping the gun on that. Because no, I agree. Because that was one of the things I meant to call out. You know, as you're going through some of these levels, there are moments where you can pause. There's like a bench or something by a cliff. And you can pause and have one of your characters sit down. And it looks at the greater world that you're in. And it gets very cinematic.
Yeah. Like the little benches you could sit down on.
Yeah. So I think I might have been... I don't know. I think I might have been salty when I wrote some of these notes. but I stand by everything I've said so far.
I fucking never change my mind. I noticed. So you didn't have this. It says it's not compatible with the Steam Deck. It was perfectly compatible. Everything worked. I don't know why. Just get it verified.
Lies.
The beginning of the game, I want to touch on a little bit. I don't know why the kid let his mom drown in the beginning. She was right there, dude. That was on purpose. She was at the edge of the boat, and he's just like, my hands are too slippery. Or I don't know. That was my impression of his like accent, but he just let her drown.
He didn't have the strength.
He was the strong one.
No, it was the strong
one. I think it was the strong boy.
I blanked out. I think I was like,
I don't know. They're both strong boys. They're big, strong boys. The dad is also very sick all of a sudden. Mom drowns and the dad has the whooping cough or something. And the little tutorial to figure out how the controls work is you grab this cart and you roll the dad up the hill with the cart while he coughs at a rate of 39 coughs per minute.
It was very repetitive.
Was the same. Yeah, it was the same 3 coughs on a 3, I guess, honestly, like a 3-4 second loop. And I didn't care, but I zoned out hard on it because it was not a difficult little tutorial to figure it out. But that was kind of insane. They should have put a dialect on the cough just to change it up a little bit. And then I realized my dream came true, that the dialogue, it was a fake language. And I was like, yes. And I thought that was why you didn't want to tell me anything about the game. I was like, this is what Alec was withholding.
No, it was the keyboard.
Man.
It was I was like, oh, I had such a hard time. James is obviously going to use a PC too. And it wasn't until like a couple, like after I'd finished it and like started texting, I was like, no, he's probably going to play on a fucking controller. Like, I don't know what idiot, I was thinking, dude.
Master Race PC.
So
dude,
ridiculous.
You know what's funny? You said the game took 3 to 4 hours. It took me 2.5. Yeah,
really, dude. Yeah, you see,
you added 90 minutes to your playtime because you're not ambidextrous enough. You don't have finger dexterity like I do.
Oh my god,
that's pretty funny.
I can't right now. Oh Lord.
Okay, I mean, that's amazing. Fuck you.
Oh god,
dude, this game was cool, man. I liked this game. I didn't like the voice acting, but I liked the game. You should run it by me, dude. You should, if you're ever playing something and you think this seems fucked up, just run it by me. We're co-hosting this.
No, man. Well, it's a genuine thing. I'm now the butt of this episode.
Who's the goose?
I know games. I don't know. Because in the moment, I didn't think I was in the wrong. I thought I was like playing how it was intended to be played.
That's why it came out on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. They're like, plug in your fucking keyboard into your PlayStation 3 to play this. Amazon Luna is literally, I'm 90% sure it's a controller-based video game system. You got to get a keyboard.
Yep.
It's funny. On-screen keyboard only, dude. You have to use your on-screen keyboard to play it. I don't know. It's
with a stylus.
It's God. Did you? Okay, so I don't know how we're gonna really go through this as far as the gameplay mechanics go, but I wanted to point out the townsfolk that were very rude. These are your alleged neighbors, and they're just locking you out when your dad's dying, and they're laughing about it. It's not like, oh, what if he's sick? He's gonna bring it to town. They'd like lock the gate on you and be like, ah, ha.
What was that? The little skinny kid. It was like a bully.
It was like a townsfolk.
One guy that was
we call them townsfolk.
I took him as like another kid.
And then you sick the most muppety dog on him. It's a runt of the litter cocker spaniel, and it scares this kid up a mountain, and he's gone.
Was that? So was the uppity kid was that before or after you dropped the dad off?
You drop the dad off and then you try to cut through the town.
Yeah. So sick dad, dead mom. You take
dead mom, sick dad.
yeah.
His mom's dead.
You take him to like a healer or a priest or something, and
An old man, yeah.
they're like, "Hey, you need to go find this like herb."
They don't say
or
that.
something.
They open this giant thing and point to it.
Yeah, it's like a pamphlet or something. Like it's all visual. Yeah.
Through a series of actions, gestures, and expressions.
Anyway, so that's the setup. Is you dropped off your sick rad dad.
Dude, he was ill, but not in a good way. He was sick, but also not in a good way.
Yeah. So anyway, so then you started to traverse. So I think the kid was just being a dick.
Yeah, but come on, dude. Yeah, he was clearly. He was laughing at you, but I don't know, man. I don't want neighbors like that.
Later on, you have to get into some of these other hamlets and stuff, and I think everything was like locked down and stuff because there are like fantasy creatures and trolls that are out in the world. So it's like dangerous. So they keep everything like locked up and inaccessible.
Did you like the initial trolls people that you met?
I did. They were they were like little little. They were big. Like big trolls, like giant sized trolls that were helping your two characters navigate some of the mountains.
Yeah, that was kind of a cool little thing that they did. I don't know. It was a unique, a unique mechanic. So for anybody that didn't actually play the game, you find a troll, which is a oversized human with a large nose and maybe mushrooms on its back. Yep. And there's a series of climbing things that are out of reach for your character's height of jumping and grabbing and stuff. And he kind of will either like toss you across something or help pick you up and put you up on these ledges. And he's pretty good at climbing because these distances are pretty small to him. So he helps you through that. And then eventually another part I didn't realize we were doing, but you rescue his, I assume, wife or sister. I don't know, whatever, who's been locked up by mean trolls. Yes. And then you kind of get a little bit unique to these types of games. You have a boss battle. You don't get that very often.
Yeah.
Very easy.
It was more of like a boss puzzle.
Yeah. Which is cool too, because it is the whole game is a puzzle heavy game. And I think it's cool that there was very low stakes, low pressure with the boss, but it was still puzzles to do it. You have to figure it out. But yeah,
and each character has their like one strength. The larger brother, the older brother, being physically more capable, so he can
pull a lever,
pull a big lever. If you have to swim across something, the big brother has to hold and let the little brother like latch onto him. So strength is his option, whereas the little one can get into other places a lot better. So when you're doing these puzzles, there are certain parts where you have to use one character for one part of it and vice versa.
Yeah. That was a unique set of puzzles for this game because of that, having two characters. Like, okay, just for example, I'm pretty sure for the most part, no, never mind. That's a bad example. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Okay. Are you sure? You don't want to just do it anyway? And
I was going to say, so you played It Takes Two. I was going to say the characters were similar, but were they? I think they ended up with unique characteristics.
They had a lot of unique things. That was the each character had like a baseline thing they could do.
Yeah, exactly.
That were like jump, interact, all that stuff. Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I think it was It Takes Two compared to Brothers. It just went farther with it.
But yeah, I don't know. It was cool that they had a unique trait for each of them. Like the smaller brother was able to fit in the spaces. There was like the one thing where the brother had to pull a lever, and then it opens a cage, and you hold the lever, and then the boy would go in the cage. A troll, you could scream. The troll would come in, get in the cage, and then the little boy would just slip right out, and the bigger brother would let the lever go. Boom, catch a troll.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was cool.
I think with Brothers, it was all your unique quote unquote abilities were all passive.
Yeah.
With like It Takes Two, it was like more things you interact with in different ways, like things that you had to trigger that were unique to each character.
Yeah.
Anywho, I think it was a good comparison.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take the damn compliment. No, so
It was a good way to do that. I feel like it did introduce a unique aspect that was specific to the, again, original gameplay mechanic where it's two brothers with separate abilities. They interacted well, and it helped kind of differentiate them instead of them just being two blocks that you move around kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know, you get through that. My favorite area, I guess, was the giant battlefield, because it was kind of cool. It was, and the game also got like kind of dark. Like this could have actually been a little spookier, but yeah.
I thought it was going to be sunshine and rainbows the whole way through.
Same.
But it got real.
Yeah, like there was the part where you chopped a leg or something, or chopped a leg off of one of the giants using a giant that had fallen in battle.
So for this section we're talking about, there's like a battle between giants had already transpired, and we're going through the remnants of like a war zone with, and the weaponry is like swords, shields, crossbows, that kind of thing. And there are these bodies of these massive giants just littered out. There's like blood in like
in the water,
still bleeding. Yeah. So there's one of their legs is in the way. So one of the puzzles is to get up and find this axe that is like not being held by one of the giants anymore, and you like push it over, chops the leg off. And there's another one later on.
If I'm not mistaken, he had like it was another giant that had fallen in battle, and he was holding the axe, but he had an arrow stuck in his arm, and you push the arrow.
That's what it was.
And it topples his arm down, which causes the axe to cut the leg off of the giant that was further downstream.
Yeah.
Pretty gruesome. And then like the water would turn like bright red with blood.
Yep.
Not very like kiddie friendly game like I thought it was. I thought, again, sunshine.
Right.
Kind of cool.
There was the other one too, where it was the there was a giant that was kind of like it died, but it was still like in the upright seated position. And there was a giant crossbow that was pointed just so at, like, was it the chest or was it his head?
It was right at the head, forehead.
Yeah, you got to go use both brothers to cock the crossbow, or to knock the arrow, I guess would be more appropriate. And then the bigger one, pulls the lever, shoots him. The inertia knocks him over, and then your path is clear. So.
And then that's the bloodiest part. Yeah. And then you actually get covered in blood. Like weird stuff, man.
Yeah, you go through a part that is just pure blood, get covered. And I think that's about the time where you kind of, in the background, when, on the cinematic parts that you kind of see farther into the level, you see like this area way down from the mountain that's like, got a bunch of people that are like in a cult, like chanting and stuff, and there's like they're like chanting for a human sacrifice.
Yep, which is this girl.
Hey guys, Alec here. Wanted to jump in real quick and give you a little reminder of what we've got going on behind the scenes. First off, there's an extended version of this episode available on our new Patreon page right now. All the extra banter, tangents, and off-topic rants we inevitably go on. Oh, and yep, it was available last week. That's right, for $1 a month, you get them early, and they're extended episodes. You can find them at patreon.com/321backlog. Also, while you're tracking down our extra content, consider following us on our socials. 321backlog on TikTok, Instagram, and whatever Twitter happens to be called this week. All right, recap. We have Patreon, socials, and we're going to get back to the episode.
Yeah.
Did you immediately know what you were supposed to do there?
No. I died like 4 or 5 times.
I died once, and then where it starts you out, it's like, oh, that's what you do.
Yeah, so I saw that thing, and I was trying to interact with it, but I couldn't figure out how you interact with it.
Yeah.
So I knew that because I had the symbol of like the little forearm thing. I saw it, but I was like, how do I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I think I found it by accident. I was just putting the big brother anywhere I could and just hitting interact over and over again, and he started moving the right way. So like, oh, here it is, and there you go.
Like, what a unique thing. How lucky were they that was the god that they worshipped?
Oh, yeah,
kind of coincidental, but And for anybody that didn't play the game, the younger brother had to climb on top of the older brother's shoulders, and that was like looked just like a god that they worshipped. I don't know, the human centipede god or something.
Well. Going back, so the land of the giants, the battle of the giants, there was just constant blood filling this little stream, right? So, which in that area there was enough water to blood ratio that it was kind of like, 50-50. You could see streaks of blood in the water, but you could see separation of them. Once you get down to the guys that are doing the sacrifice, the stream has split and broken up and mixed that water and blood so much that there's no water present, so it's just pure red.
Right.
So the puzzle is to cover yourself again in blood and then make yourself look like the symbol of this idol that these guys are worshiping, and then they'll let you pass thinking that you're this supernatural being. And then you save the girl and move on.
One thing that's funny that happened with that was that for whatever reason, my characters did not get covered in blood again. So they just went out there looking like two little boys.
Just went out like that.
Yeah, literally just like arms up in the air. And then a cutscene plays and they were covered in blood. And I'm like, no, they weren't.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't affect the gameplay at all. Maybe it just visually didn't show up for me. But then you get to the low point of the game for me, which was this stupid boat section. I liked this setting a lot, but fuck me, I don't enjoy controlling a boat.
I think it could have been done better. Yeah,
Anything
I think it was done weird.
Better, yeah.
Because I don't know if you noticed this, but as you're going through the boat, off on the sides, looks like there's clearly traversable paths. I thought it was like we were gonna have to like pull over, or if we got knocked out of the boat or something, we would go over there. So it was weird level design where it looked like we weren't where we were supposed to be.
Right. Yeah.
It was very strange.
I don't think I noticed that, but I kind of just trudged forward, I think, the whole time. But
right. I think it was short enough to not.
I like the orca things. Damper. I thought they were actually going to attack us, but they didn't.
Yeah, they kind of like just, I mean, they came out of the water and rocked the boat a little bit, but it was
unless you got direct hit by them, which happened to me once. I was like powering through and I went right under it when it came down and it just like killed me. Yeah, actually, it might have happened twice. I don't know, dude. I mean, you used a mouse and I used a keyboard and a keyboard. So maybe somehow you ended up having a better time. But that part, I felt like my hands were numb or something. I couldn't figure out.
Oh, really?
Dude, it was it was not easy for me. The boat would never go straight.
I think my method of play just made this game just like slow and steady.
Yeah.
Everything was just slow and methodical and just like, we're going to just mosey on through.
Well, when you get through there, you're now in a snowy area, and there was like an invisible ice monster thing. There's probably a name for what that was, but that part, I don't know. That was not. That was cool. It was fine. It was nice to be in a village. It was a good.
It was confusing because you come up to the village with this now girl escort. This girl that is escorting you to the village. They're outside the main gate. There's like tons of bodies.
Yeah. They froze to death out there. Yeah.
So you puzzle, get into the village, and you're still seeing frozen to death statues of people. And there the screen starts shaking, and there's like this giant walking around, but he's invisible, and all you see are the footprints. And the puzzle portion of this game, which isn't much of a puzzle because the girl that's with you kind of like gives you the answer. You have to go behind one of the frozen statues and like pose,
right,
and like pretend you're behind it.
Pretty easy.
And then you move on. So yeah, that one, it was, I don't know, it was cool to look at, but it was fairly simple. None of the puzzles were super difficult.
No,
I say that, but the next section I got confused. So
actually, I do want to. I'm not sure if this happened I feel like this, yeah. Okay, so what I'm thinking happened a little bit before this, but I thoroughly did enjoy the parts after the hang gliding section. This I can't remember
Is
where.
that the one where you had to swing?
Yeah, dude, with the little rope where because it was like same characters, completely new mechanic because of a piece of rope. So again, anybody that didn't play, the two brothers tied a rope between the two of them, and like one could hang and the other one could swing on the rope and get some momentum and be able to like reach a ledge that was further away that he wouldn't normally be able to get to. And then they could kind of piggyback, like leapfrog each other using this rope. And it was cool because, again, you're halfway through the game at this point and you get a new mechanic just because of that. I don't know where the rope came from. Doesn't matter. I don't know where it fucking went. Doesn't matter. You rescue a baby griffin. Kind of matters.
Yes. It was like a griffin, but it was like an owl. Like
it was
instead of an eagle head.
It was a
cool.
nighttime griffin, dude. A nocturnal griffin. And then in my notes at this point, I decided to put Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and Some Dumb Bitch. Because suddenly you have a female companion with you who displays unique characteristics of being able to jump very far.
Yes. Well, no, that was before the swinging bit.
No, that had to have been after.
That was no. Well, the girl was with you for the invisible giant.
Yeah. But yeah, so the swinging part, that's why I backed up a little bit on that, or I attempted to.
Gotcha.
I think that happened maybe after or before the troll giant battlefield thing. I don't know. Yeah, it happened before the giant battlefield.
No, because it was. It
had to have happened right before it because the girl was not on the hang
farmer's dog, sheep, troll, and then
the goats
giant
were
battlefield. Cool. Yeah, giant battlefield, ritual, girl, frozen area, and then hang glider.
What?
Which then and then the hang glider took you to the thing that
the hang glider
reverse leapfrogged.
Alec, think of how the story happens. You don't go hang gliding without that girl, or you don't go hang gliding.
You don't.
When you like the girl is not in the game yet when you're hang gliding, right?
No, it's after. You don't stay with her the whole time. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Dude, you might be having a little bit of keyboard PTSD. The hang gliding, just hear me out. I think you hang glide down to the giant battlefield area. And the reason I also believe this is because you are doing the unique mechanic thing and then you end up in that gigantic room. There's like a bed that's like 50 times the size of you. And you climb books that are humongous to get on top of the bed to then release the nocturnal griffin owl bird.
Who then flies you down.
Who flies you down maybe to the battlefield of giants. You don't hang glide with the girl, but the girl is
you don't
present in this game for a long time.
I don't think she is, man. I think this is great content. How I remember it is giant battlefield.
It's 3 hours area. To beat this game. Play it again.
I took like 4 days. You get to the end of the invisible giant. He rips the roof off of the thing. You guys run, and then the bridge collapses.
Yep, giant's gone.
And then
invisible.
You get up to this like science-y guy.
What?
That yeah. So okay, we're playing this game, right? You get up to
you are chronologically
this guy
failing.
That's like, dude, I'm telling you get up to this guy that's like got a bunch of like gears and tools around.
You get to that by riding goats.
Where this game won a lot of awards. And
dude, so hold on. Let's just progress the story a little bit more and then you'll realize I'm right. What happens after you end up with you save, you get away from this invisible giant monster?
I'm getting a webpage up.
And dude, just hear me out. What then happens immediately after that? Where does the girl go? Where does the girl go?
I don't know.
She is a spider.
Oh, that's right. Okay. She's a spider.
Hold up.
One of the best fights Okay, where do you go after the spider?
Towards very rapidly the end of the game.
Because that's at like the end.
Yeah, but you don't like leave the girl go hang gliding miles away, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm here. Go in this cave." Yeah, so you hang glide down to the giant battlefield. Hang gliding
is long before the girl.
I think I might have said that.
No, I just had that revelation.
When you're editing, you're gonna fuck this up, boy. I know you are. You're gonna mess me up with this.
Okay, so man, we got ahead. So so we get okay, where were we? What are we talking about? Okay,
we are now, dude, we're done with the hang glider. Yeah, leapfrog was a cool mechanic. I liked it. We're currently now talking about Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and Some Dumb Bitch.
Okay, real quick. Remember I was talking about this is so dude. Fucking stupid.
It's okay.
I said something along the lines of most of these mechanics were pretty easy. The puzzles were pretty fine. I got stuck and turned the game off for a day because I couldn't figure out the reverse leapfrog with the rope.
I bet that would have been a nightmare on the keyboard.
It took me like 10 minutes.
Okay.
To finally figure out what I was supposed to do. Because so I got my directional pad, control and space bar. I had to hold the interact down.
It's a nightmare.
But then let go. It was the worst.
Imagine how much cooler it would have felt with a controller.
I fell so often.
Yeah.
Off that ledge.
So then the girl hugs the guy. And they embrace a little bit. And
oh my god.
And then they kind of lead you into the she moves a rock and it's like, "Oh, we're going in here."
Yeah.
And the little brother's like, "No. Bros, literal bros before hoes. We're not fucking doing this right now." And he's like, "Yo, it's cool. I know what I'm doing. I've met a lot of ladies. I know this is going to go well." So they go crawling into this hole and it starts getting kind of bad quick. There's definite signs of spiders. And I didn't really expect the big twist of this, but the girl happened to be like a big half spider, half girl.
She's a drider for any D&D fans.
Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. But
though she's not a drow, she's just like a human drider. There you go. It's a half spider, half person.
Yeah, she's like a centaur spider. Yeah. For anybody that likes centaurs, you know what I'm talking about.
For anybody that doesn't play D&D, she's a spider centaur.
Yeah. Half horse, half spider.
Am I hitting our target audience?
Half horse, half spider. So yeah, then you get another little boss fight and it's against the spider thing. And that kind of reminded me of Limbo a little bit, how you're defeating a spider by ripping its legs off.
Yeah.
And then the older brother gets stabbed with what kind of looked like a venomous thing because it was like blue. Mm-hmm. Gets punctured right through the tummy as the spider lady is dying from being, I don't know, dissected.
Dismembered.
Dismembered is a good way to put it. And then the brother kind of limps up, and they're basically at their destination at this point.
Yeah.
Were you saying you liked that boss fight?
I did.
Yeah, it was cool. It was easy, but I guess it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, but it was easy, but it was giving you. It was breaking away from what you've been doing. So you're actually having a form of combat. Your playable area is a little bigger because it zoomed out a bit, and the little boy was in a web ball for protection.
Using it kind of as a weapon.
It was kind of like zooming around, like a rolling cannonball.
Yeah, because the edges of the arena, we'll call it, were like kind of raised up like a sick half pipe.
Yeah.
And you were able to kind of get more momentum and hit the spider girl, and stun her a little bit, and then the older brother was able to run up and pull a leg off of her. So you do that 6 times.
It was a spider lair meets a Beyblade arena.
Meets Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Meets Rocket League.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Rocket League. Dungeons and Dragons and Centaurs. Yeah, so the brother gets stabbed. He's mortally wounded, it would seem. But this tree of life is very close. So they limp up to the tree of life, and then the younger brother has to ascend the tree by himself. I'm laughing because of my notes. So then the younger brother gets some of the water from this tree, like the dew from this tree, in a bag, and then he comes back down the tree, and it's the brother is laying there on his back, and then the little brother pours water down this guy's mouth, and he definitely aspirates and gets pneumonia because he's just pouring water down a half-conscious guy's fucking mouth, and then it starts raining, so he gets super pneumonia.
Okay.
Cause of death, pneumonia.
Let's dial this back and get serious for a second. So
sorry.
I want to point out some things because you've mentioned this a few times. The perspective I take is something you typically don't think of. Maybe you have, whatever. So, a couple things I noticed throughout the whole game. The brothers are walking, light jogging, maybe like they have a steady pace. Right, go through the whole thing. Little brother, the weaker one, leaning on his older brother very heavily through a lot of the different portions. Anytime they have to swim, he's like afraid of water, can't swim. It's a big thing, right? Get to the Tree of Life. His lifeline is in danger, potentially dying, right? Getting up to the top of the tree, the little kid, your movement speed like increased. He was like running, desperately trying to get up there,
like the desperation
by himself, not knowing what's up there, not having his lifeline to lean on, and then getting what he needs, coming down and failing to do it quick enough. After what he went through with his mom, now he's holding his now dead brother in his arms because his brother.
Well, he wasn't dead until he drowned his own brother.
The Tree of Life's
water.
His brother dying from him trying to save him from the spider. If he wasn't trying to be a better brother and be protective, he would have been fine. I want it to be real, man. Like, it's rough.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it sucks. Yeah.
What's the treatment for pneumonia? Vancomycin. So he's got sorry to take over and kill the mood, but
dude, what mood?
Oh, sorry. To keep the mood, to keep where this game was going, to hit this story beat as being something with weight and impact. Games will make you do things that are like very like menial tasks where you're just clicking a button here, press F to pay respects, like that shit, right? Where it's making you do a thing, but it's a thing that's so like simple that it's like, well, why are you making me do it? And they did this with burying the brother. So your little kid takes the time takes the time away from getting the treatment for his dad, not knowing if his dad is still there. Takes the time to dig a grave. You have to go up to your brother's body, drag it into the grave, and then go through the process of filling it in with all these piles of stuff. So the game pauses a moment to make you go through those things that would, if you were having to do it, be excruciating to do. And it was unnecessary to have it. Yes, it's one of those things where if you take it at face value of like a game having you move some dirt or drag an object, like it's just silly stuff. But with the story behind it, it had a real heavy impact that I think was done. It was done very well in this game that is supposed to be, fun and sort of lighthearted in portions.
It definitely went from being fun to lighthearted to being kind of tragic. You imagine getting this for a kid because it's like a lighthearted fun game, and then you got rivers of blood, shooting giants in the head, and then the whole thing about pneumonia. So I'm sorry
to bring it down, but I wanted us to portray it appropriately.
Yeah, you're right. I've noticed, and as everybody probably has, I have a tendency to make things a little bit lighthearted and not take things seriously enough.
Life sucks, and then you die
from fucking pneumonia, Alec.
Oh Lord,
I don't know, dude. Try drinking water, laying flat on your back, and then lay in the rain. See what happens.
I'm doing it right now.
So then it becomes Orphan to Tale of Son.
I love the structure of your notes.
Thank you. I feel like they're really where I shine here. And then so then that is basically there's a part where you the boy has to swim on his own. So he goes out and then he like sees a vision of his mom, and then he goes. This part kind of held me up a little bit because I couldn't figure out why the boy wouldn't just go in the damn water. But you have to activate the left trigger that would be used by having the older brother, because normally the older brother is what allowed you to swim. So he's not there, but you, I guess, find your inner strength or whatever, and then you're able to swim.
And it wasn't just with the swimming either.
Yeah, basically the tasks that required two people due to something other than strength, I guess, or whatever. But you're able to get through some obstacles that the little brother was not able to do before, and he does that by kind of summoning the strength, but it's also utilizing the left trigger on controller that would normally, as if the brother was still there. So for anybody that can't keep up, for anybody that's having a hard time keeping up, the older brother dies. And then, so you do a little, a very light traversing, and then the owl thing comes back for you. And it takes you basically back home, kind of down the bottom of your hill. But that was cool because, again, that wouldn't have happened if you didn't rescue this griffin owl thing. And it comes back to you. And then it shows kind of a sad scene where it's pretty fucking pathetic. No, it was pretty sad because it's just the younger brother and the dad who does survive, because the young boy brings back the tree of life water, helps save the dad, and then it's just the son and the father standing in front of two gravestones, and then the dad just like starts sobbing, and then the credits roll. It's like, fuck, man. And then it takes you back to the title screen, which I watched a YouTube video. It's the same title screen.
Yeah.
When you start up, but it's just the one younger brother. So they completely give away that there's only one brother surviving, but you wouldn't know that. You wouldn't think that.
Yeah, I didn't notice that the first time. Like when we played through, I saw the title screen just long enough for you to hit like continue.
Yeah. But that's kind of like I've noticed, like, again, in Limbo and in we'll just say in Limbo, the title screen is also the end screen, kind of. They did that in Limbo as well, and this is not by the same developer.
Right. It's kind of the idea of like the very simple video game version of how they would set up like Romeo and Juliet. They would come out and say what this story is ahead of time, so you get to hear the ending. Tragedy, effectively.
Right.
Yeah, they come in and say this is a story about love, tragedy, and death, and all that, and they give you a lot of information about how the story ends.
Right.
Before the story even starts. So these video games are doing that in a more like a visual way with their screens. And I know these two games aren't the only ones to do it. I'm sure there's other ones. But it was a nice touch because I noticed that as well.
Did you like this game? I feel like we've been on a little bit of a streak where we didn't necessarily like some games. We didn't have a mutual feeling for them. Did you like this game?
I did like this game. I did enjoy it.
Would you, if it was 2014, would you give it a fucking BAFTA award? That's, for anybody that doesn't know, everybody knows it's a British Academy Games Award. What? Wait.
What's the T? I mean, you're from Britain, right?
It's the T in British.
Is it? Fuck it out.
Dude, no, like tea, get it? Like, like fucking crumpets and tea.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I saw the awards whilst still believing I was playing it appropriately. And I was very confused at why this game got so many awards with these stupid controls. But that wasn't the case.
Well, dude, even then, I do feel like, okay, so have you played GTA 5? This was you put in the note here specifically, and I did want to bring this up.
I have never played GTA 5.
Okay, so this game was in competition with GTA 5, Tomb Raider the reboot, and BioShock Infinite,
which is crazy.
And it won the award for best Xbox game at the Video Game Award show.
That is surprising to me.
It is kind of weird, but I think maybe it has to do with accessibility. Anybody can pick this game up and play it.
That's true.
And it doesn't matter. The language doesn't matter, obviously, at all. And those were three games that I think were pretty well revered, well respected, but I think they're not necessarily accessible. I think Grand Theft Auto is a very violent game.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider was a little bit of violence, but it's not. I don't think it was necessarily accessible.
That reboot it didn't play around on the Tomb Raider.
And then BioShock Infinite. I mean, I don't know. I know how BioShock the first one was, and I think so. I would imagine the third installment would be kind of
like crazy, even with everything we've talked about so far. I wouldn't necessarily like for like if my son wanted to play this game. It for the most part, it's not too terribly inappropriate.
No, I don't think anything for me. I mean, as a non-father, I would say it's go for it, kiddo. GTA 5 for 4-year-olds.
The only questionable thing, honestly, would be the little like the blood and stuff. Which I mean, in the depiction of death with the giants would be the only thing to cause pause. But other than that, you're right. Accessible game, not just with like platforms, but rating for age groups.
Yeah.
Opens it up as well.
Yeah. And I also think it was a much cheaper game. It was probably, I mean, look at how many consoles it was on alone.
It was on all of them. It was on everything.
Yeah. If you had a Windows phone, you could play this game. If you had a Nokia Windows phone, you had unlimited access to this game.
Yeah.
Did you get any achievements, Alec? Did you get any of the weird achievements in this game? Did you do anything that you felt? Did you blow the big horn? I did that once.
Wow. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
What did I say I played it on?
Yeah, in the Field of Giants. Yeah.
I don't know what
I found there was like in the Field of Giants, there was like a giant horn. You were able to blow it. Did you save somebody try to commit suicide?
Yes, I did.
You saved them and made them feel better?
I saved them, and then I saw a chest off like a hanging thing, so I went over there and got it, and I gave it, and I gave it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that.
It said make someone sad feel better. Those were the 2 achievements I got. There were some other ones. I guess you could have like made the old crazy guy with the hang glider play me a piano or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. There were some other kind of weird achievements, but those were the 2 that I got. And I think from what I saw, those were the most common ones that people got too.
Yeah. It took me 3 hours and 5 minutes to play this game.
Okay, so you added 30 minutes with your keyboard. I actually fell asleep playing this game for a very short time, which is, I know I'm old. The part where
are the achievements? I'm trying to find the achievements.
I don't know. Maybe it's only in Steam. I might be able to. Normally I
can see it.
Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Okay, Call of the Giants and a Sad Tune. Here, view achievements. Bunny buddies. There were bunnies. You could make the bunnies play nice. There was the turtle thing. I guess there were baby turtles you could have saved. Remember the turtle thing in the snow area and the icy area? There were like baby turtles you could have helped get to the sea.
Oh, I don't think I noticed.
Oh, make the inventor dance. The whale song you practice singing. I don't know what that was.
Oh, yeah. I guess there was a lot more that I didn't. Yeah, but I got the 2 we talked about, so I got those 2.
Yeah, there was a black sheep. I guess maybe in that group. Maybe I'm guessing when you had to pick a sheep up, if you would have grabbed the black one, maybe instead of one of the white ones. You took a break from adventuring. I don't know what that is. Reunited the 2 lovebirds. I don't know. So we got the same achievements. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, and it seems like the ones that I got and you got were the most common ones that I saw. So I enjoyed the game. Is there anything else you want to add about it?
I don't think so. I think this was a good one. I'm glad we added this.
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah. Thanks. You're welcome.
Well, before we wrap up, it is that time to talk about our next game.
Yeah.
So I'm picking because it's going to be around. We left spooky time. Now we're going to get into overeating time. We are going to be playing together and then discussing Overcooked.
I'm looking forward to this.
I'm real excited. How I have this in my head is because I've got access to both 1 and 2, and I think 3 is coming out. I think we're going to do is you and I are going to play together. We can do Steam or
what do you have it on?
I have it on Epic.
Okay, so I should probably acquire it on Epic as well. I'll play together.
I'll open it up and see if it's like a game session or how it performs. I don't know if it has to be the same platform or if we can cross play. But anyway, plan is I would like to sit down and play maybe like an hour of one and then switch over
Yeah.
to 2, and maybe we can compare them and also get some of and then get the discussion on kind of like, you know, similarities, differences. Is there a story? I think there's zombie bread at some point. But anyway, I think it's a good time. So we're going to play Overcooked 1 and 2. I have played these before.
Okay.
But they are super fun, but I've never like sat and really like discussed it. So it'll be a good refresher. If you haven't played it, couch co-op is the best option. It is so fun. It's going to infuriate you to no end in a good way. So add that to y'all's backlogs, get it in your carts. That's what we're going to be playing for our next episode. All right?
Yep. And I'm very excited about that because I love me some co-op.
Fantastic. So that is going to do it for us, guys. Thank you much.
Bye, guys.